Hey man, I need your help. Could you please debug this SQL query I just developed? There is an error message here, but I cannot resolve it. Did you develop all these SQL codes yourself? Yeah, that was a pain, man. That's too many SQL queries, lines of codes with all this mess. I cannot help you with that. So, what can I do now instead of spending hours on rewriting and redeveloping all of those queries again? Well, you can ask ChatGPT to build the queries that you need. Build my queries instead of me? How? ChatGPT doesn't know my database structure. It doesn't know the schema of my tables. Well, man, ChatGPT doesn't know the schema of your tables, but OWOX SQL Copilot for BigQuery does. I mean, you can connect your BigQuery with your table or data and have a conversation with the chat like you have it with me right now. Talking to my tables? What is he talking about? I'm worried about him. Let's re-record this part. Oh, I can't, because I don't really care about you. I'm not even sure which one of us really exists in real world. Okay, let's face it. Chatting with data is cool, but there are still a few problems over there. First, you never know whether the answer to your question is correct or not. Is that even the answer you'd get yourself, or is that the answer you would expect? And second, the data you need to answer your specific questions typically is stored in different tables. That is why it's way better, it's way easier to get the SQL code to query the data you need. Then you can check, run, and modify this query yourself, and if that's what you need, you can answer the questions you had and visualize it. Hey there, I'm Yevgen. You are at our OWOX BI YouTube channel where we speak all things about marketing, analytics, and data. The place where data makes sense, where data tells the story of your business's success. So, if you're all about making data, my friend, if you're into using AI to make your life easier, please subscribe to this channel and enable notifications so you don't miss any of the insights. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can chat with your database, but not to get the insights from the data, but to get the SQL queries to work with your data created by your rules in seconds. I'll show you how to share your table schemas, get accurate and reliable queries to your data built out, as well as test them before you run the report. Tony Robbins once said, "The quality of your life is a direct reflection of the quality of questions you are asking yourself." Exactly the same goes for data. The quality of your query depends on the quality of your input. With this being said, let me show you the magic. First, let's open the ChatGPT and go to Explore GPTs. Type OWOX SQL Copilot in the search bar. I have it over here. Let's just start the chat and let's ask it to start generating a new query. Let's share our test table from the test dataset I have. Here you can see how it looks. It's the demo retail store dataset with the tables like customers, product sizes, products, retail orders line, and so much more. I need to click confirm to allow SQL Copilot for BigQuery to access the table I shared to get the schema of it. Okay, as you can see, the schema of our table is over here. Now let's share some of the other tables from the same dataset, so SQL Copilot can build a relationship between those tables for accurate queries to that data. So great, we have all of the schemas of all of those tables visualized. You can click on that image and get it downloaded and checked whether it's all correct. So, next steps, we confirm if the schema and relationship between those tables are correct. And then we provide any additional details or requirements for the SQL query, such as specific fields, conditions, or the type of analysis you want to perform. I want to ask ChatGPT to create a query for retrieving 100 of the most sold products by quantity with their details like vendor, category, subcategory, quantity, total sale amount in USD for each of them, Okay, now ChatGPT asked me to select one of the two ways of building the query I've asked for. For me, the second one is better. That's why I'm going to copy this code and ask my BigQuery interface to run that query. Let's do it together. As you can see here, we have the product name, the vendor name, the category, the subcategory, as well as the total quantity sold of each product and the total sales amount related to that product. Great. Now let's make it a bit more complicated and get the list of 50 customers who bought the most products from the category women. And we'll also add the total amount of each customer spent with us, not just from the women category. As you can see here, this query was a bit more complicated because we had to join multiple tables: the customer, the retail orders line, and also the products, to link customer details to their orders and product purchase information. We then filter the product purchases to the women category for the ranking calculations. We aggregate the total number of product purchases from the women category by each customer, and then calculate the total spending for each customer across all purchases. And finally, we'll just limit the list to 50 customers. Let's just copy this code and check how it looks in BigQuery. Okay, now as you can see, we have the first name, the last name, the email address, and the number of products bought from the women category, as well as the total spend across our store. I'm not sure that all of them are women, but we know that they were buying the products from the category women. Okay, let's make this even a bit more complicated, and let's get the query for the total number of products sold with the total sale amount, specify shipping fees and taxes, and dimension all this by category, by subcategory, and by vendor. And we'll sort this out by the total amount descending. Okay, our query is ready. It was a bit more complicated than the first one, a bit less complicated than the second one. Basically, we've used the join twice. We've collected all of the data we've required. We've aggregated the total quantities sold, sales amounts. We've grouped the results by category, subcategory, and the vendor. And let's copy the code and check how it looks in BigQuery. Alright, now we have the category, the subcategory, the vendor. Some of the subcategories are equals null because it's not filled in our test dataset. We have the total quantity of the product sold. We have the total sales amount, we have the total shipping fees, and the total taxes associated with those products sold. And now you have it. You can find the link to this ChatGPT app, OWOX SQL Copilot for BigQuery in the description to this video. Please don't hesitate to ask any questions you have in mind in the comments. Or if there is a gap that you have ever seen but available AI model still cannot fix it, just write it down in the comment section. We can maybe figure out the solution for that together and come up with another video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time, but until then, stay data-driven, believe in yourself, and take action.